okay, the excitement's over, and like drop it.
Right.
And I need to not do that.
Right. I think that'll be important. I mean, what sucks is, though, I will have to just keep an eye on it, is like how fast the steps are going to be gone, because that's the only thing is it's like, okay, we can, let's say in the next 2 weeks up until Christmas, even after Christmas, we're advertising, we're talking about it, and they don't have steps. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's just something to keep an eye on, and we'll kind of figure it out as we go. All right. So so do you want to write down any other goal, any other personal life, whatever, any kind of goal like that?
I'm going to say no for right now, because these is kind of like, I think other goals are going to stem from these, but this is kind of my basis.
Edna, what you got? Are you frozen?
I think so.
All right, I'll go until she can come back in. I see her writing them out. Chat. So I can write them down. Post about, okay. All right, good. Partway done with T21-day fix. Okay. All right. So that means you have to invite people. If you're going to help 2 people get started on their health journeys, you got to invite, which means stepping outside of your comfort zone, reaching out to people, starting conversations. She's nodding. Okay. Journey and down 2 pounds, 2 inches. Okay. Sounds good. I like it at all. My goals are scary. Not scary. It's just, I really was hoping to I'm pushing to lock in Success Club before I go on my cruise. I have a return coming some point in time. I thought it was coming last month and it didn't. So I'm counting on a return coming sometime this month. So that'll be my, return of -2 SC points. So I'm kind of planning on that. So I'd like to at least lock in before my cruise. So I'm going to say SE6 and 2 new coaches if I can get this people. So if I can do my 2 new coaches, then that means, just so everyone, I'm putting it out there, because if I talk about it, then I talk about it. So if I add these 2 new coaches this week, then that means I need Success Club locked in this month and 3 more coaches on top of that, and then I earn my $500 cruise bonus. So I got a lot of work to do so I can get $500, because who doesn't need $500 to go on their cruise? Not this cruise, not the cruise next week. So it's fun fact. The cruise next week is cruise, but the Beachbody cruise is going to be on the same ship in March. Just so I'll get real comfortable there. Okay. Are you done?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hi, Mike.
No, Sadie is not eating. Jill says hi. Okay. So anyways, all right. So we keep it short and brief, but I want to talk about this. I did start recording when we were talking about our goals, because I think what I want to talk about will be useful to share and upload in the team page. Sometimes I don't, because if it's just like us talking, then I'm not necessarily going to share, but for this, because I have a purpose. So I think one of the things I want to talk about is posting and talking about your story. So instead of Jesus Christ, Mike. I thought you were going to eat it. Okay, sorry. Is sharing your story and adding that into posts. So it's not just a sweaty selfie, day 2 of my workout, day 2 of 21 of my workout. Like, people they don't relate to that. That's just information. It's fact. So what? So what you posted about your workout? If it's, holy crap, I overslept my alarm 3 times and still got pushed up to play, push play, and made a sacrifice. I'm getting to work late, whatever. I don't know. That's actually a terrible example, but essentially it's the story behind you working out. So I didn't want to work out, but because of my accountability group, and they all were tagging me in posts, and they made me feel like I had to do it, I got my workout done, and it feels so much better. That's a story. Like, I had people support me, and this is why I did it. Or like where you were before Shakeology and now why you drink it and how it's amazing. Those are things that are going to make people more interested than just like, here's my shake, it's amazing. by me. Like it has to be something where they can feel like they're in your shoes. So think about that, like as we're posting, like, okay, so let's say if we're talking, let's just even brainstorm ideas. Like, what are we going to be posting tomorrow? Are you going to be posting something about your coffee? Are you going to be, that's what Jill and I were talking about before here. Are you going to be posting something about Transform 20? Are you going to be posting something about your workout? Like, what is it that you think are you going to be posting about tomorrow? And how can we make that more of a story and not just posts? I'm trying to do more about my tribe, our tribe. And obviously I told you guys that I'm looking to add a whole bunch of coaches this month so I can get this, earn this thing. So I'm thinking about how to do that. And I had thought before I had done a post and hadn't done it in a while where it's showing that you don't, it's like coaches in different sizes and showing how we don't all have to be the same size. And so I was like, that's going to be I should do that. I should do that post I haven't done in a while and realize that their fit looks different on everybody and coaching looks different on everybody. And you don't have to be a certain size to be healthy and fit. You don't have to be a healthy certain size to be a coach. So that's going to be one of my posts. So it's more of a story. It's not just like coaching is amazing. Look how awesome we are. You should join us, right? There's something you can relate to that. So Jill, what are you thinking about? What kind of post tomorrow do you?
Sorry, hold on. I'm just writing. I'm like, I feel like I need to keep getting into all of them now because I've like haven't posted a lot about stuff in a while. I mean, I always do my coffee post. That's kind of my morning thing. Mm-hmm. I've like legit had people ask me like if I missed my coffee on days I haven't posted, which I think is funny that I've become that person. Lord knows I don't skip my coffee. I just am trying to find or kind of think of ways to, I guess, not just make it like a sassy coffee quote or a fun mug and people just kind of bypass it, but like you're saying, being relatable without also being like the cliche of like, I'm tired, so I drink coffee. Like, I don't know. Or trying to get it like engaging on the how do you take your coffee posts and stuff like that. Can you do
your coffee with something else? So like that the other day I did the coffee with my mom's recipe when I was baking. So my coffee was in there. Like it was obviously my coffee mug sitting right next to the recipe with the stuff. So that's how I was like, all right, I incorporated the coffee into kind of that post that wasn't necessarily coffee related. I might kind of think about that, like maybe talk about your morning routine or kind of getting ready for work, like things that have to do with the morning, but it's not like coffee.
Yeah, no, totally.
So it's a picture of you doing things in the morning with coffee, but maybe the copy isn't necessarily like the text isn't necessarily like, good morning, here's my coffee.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. And then obviously, like I'm getting back with the Shakeology and stuff because I haven't in a while. So getting back to those posts. And I think because I haven't had it in forever, or it feels like forever, I think it's kind of giving me the leverage to post being like, wow, I missed this because Y and Z. And I've been like kind of thinking about that today as I'm doing stuff because there's definitely, I've felt certain things and I know that like when I get back to it, it's going to be like, shit, why'd I even stop drinking this,
Yeah.
So I think that'll be good.
I agree. Jesus, 80, sorry. So I know the other people are not on here yet, or not on here, but our moms. So I will point out that one of the things I think I struggle with is I throw up like mom posts where you can't always, sometimes you can connect with them and sometimes you can't. So I think we have to be careful about figuring out what the story is that connects us. Like, it's not just like, here's my workout buddy, we did a workout together. It's got to be like, I struggled this morning, he's been on my last nerve, I lost my patience. Like I feel like because that he's been on my last nerve, we struggled this morning, is like every mom can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
So I think you have to lead into that. So it can't just be like, we worked out together or whatever. Like it has to be, we have to say, Jesus, Sadie, come here. Stop. So there needs to be like text. Now I don't want to say like it has to be one line, but it needs, and like some like posts can just be, hey, you're good. Can just be, she's in my lap now. You can't see her. There's her.
I see.
They can just be like one sentence, and I think Ashley mentioned that, like on Instagram, like you can just have like a one-liner, like it does not every like post has to be like a paragraphs, but at the same time, some do, like some that are just workout, like I did my workout, probably need to not just be I did my workout, they need to be a story behind you doing your workout, right? Yeah. In my opinion. So I think we need to find the right balance between that, and so that's just going to become with practice. Sometimes I think mine are too wordy.
I go back and forth. I feel like I'm either too wordy or I'm not. I'm still trying to find that common
right
in between.
So that's kind of what I was going to say about that. I mean, also like your story, your why, like why are you a coach? Like that is, I posted in our team page about that, like your formula for your why. And that is a perfectly good thing to post. Wow. This is where I was before Beachbody. This is why I drew the line and I needed to make a change. I looked for a change. I found a change. And now this is what I'm doing now. Like that's a great post if you guys want to do that. So it's the template. I laid the entire template out. So it's not just with coaching, but it could be with your health and fitness too. Like where were you before? What made you say, I'm ready for a change? And then how did you find the change? And now how is your life different? That's a great post because sometimes people don't always know that. Right? That's a story and people can relate to that.
I find myself struggling, like, I don't want to say sharing my story. Like, I don't have a crazy story, but I feel like, you know, where you have the mom thing going or this, I'm like, I'm single. I live by myself. I'm kind of a dog mom, but he lives with my mother. Like, I just finding like the right people to connect to, like, because I don't necessarily like only want to connect with people that are like, I live by myself in an apartment. Like that's not my.
No, but I think a busy working professional is your niche.
It's just
right.
Yeah. I guess I just struggle to find that, like, either it be, I know we've had like a bazillion and a half trainings and I can read all about it, like, you know, be what hashtags to use, like, right. And things like that. But I don't know. I struggle so much with that.
I think you have to go back to your avatar then.
Yeah, but I never was good at that. That's my problem.
Okay, well, but right. So who are you talking to? You got to figure out who you're talking to. Are you talking to the busy professional? Are you talking to the dog mom? Are you talking to, I mean, you are talking to the 30-somethings that really are you, or were you 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like, that's who you're talking to, I feel like.
I feel like it's hard because I think people, and this is also just me getting in my head, and I know that that's part of it, is I feel like when I'm looking at you, for example, you're a full-time mom, you're a full-time dog mom, you're a full-time wife, you're a full-time, like, you got a full-time job, you were a student, where, like, you juggle all these, you know, you wear these different hats, you juggle, you still make time for you. Where I feel like people look at me like you go to work 9 to 5 and that's pretty much your life. I mean, like, I know I have a life outside of that, obviously, like, I see my friends, but it's hard to say, like, make time and find time and whatnot.
But that's not you. That's not, I mean, okay, here's the thing though. The people that you're talking to, what are they doing? They're probably coming home from work and they might work longer hours. That's where they might be busy. They might work 10, 12-hour days, depending on what their profession is. Like if they're freaking lawyers or whatever, they might be working longer days, or maybe not. Maybe they're working 8-hour days and then they're coming home. And if they like to cook, then they might be cooking. And then they're going to veg out on the couch and then they're going to whatever. And they're complacent in their life is mediocre. They're complacent. They're not working on bettering themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, right? Those are the kind of people that in theory, you were going to be talking to. It doesn't have to be necessarily like you have to have time. Like maybe time isn't the issue for this person.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the support. Maybe they need a support. Maybe they need a tribe. Maybe they need something that can fill this time in the evening so they don't sit and drink by themselves every night, because that's not healthy. I don't know. Just spitballing here.
No, that makes sense.
I mean, what was your problem 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
It's almost 4. Isn't it crazy?
I know, it's almost 5 for me.
Yeah, January 2nd is my 4 years. I think, I mean, for me personally, I had a rough breakup at the time and just kind of hated myself.
Then you're looking for broken-hearted bitches.
Broken-hearted bitch.
But you know what I mean? You're looking for people that aren't that are not that it's not about time. It's about not liking the living situation. Maybe they're in a job they don't really like. They don't know how to get out of it. Maybe they want more flexibility. They want more free time. They don't have that right now. Maybe
I guess where were you months ago when I needed that pep talk? No, I know.
Right here. I've been here.
I know.
Every day.
I know. No, I think, and this is I know we've all done it, is I start to look at other coaches, and it's not that I use their words, but I try to see what other people post about, and I think I try to connect to that, and it's not me, and that's a huge.
I know, I totally stole your post today.
Oh, I saw, it's fine.
Well, and the problem was, I was this is where I really have to do stuff. I have to be really efficient in the morning, because if I don't, then I let the day get by. And so at 3:30, I'm oh my God. And then I had to do a whole bunch of things. So from 3:30 until I left at 5:15, there was no, I had maybe 5 minutes here or there. So I was well, I copied her post. I changed a few words. So I was focused, changed it. So it was to moms, so they could read that part about moms. Yeah. And then I found a picture and was I got it, whatever, done.
I think for me now is I have to get better, and again, it's me just starting back up with everything of typing out posts, kind of not necessarily for the week, but having a couple backup posts in my notes section in case I don't have time to
That's what I've done. Literally, I wish I could show you. Oh, actually, I might be able to. Ooh.
Yeah, because I used to always write them out in my notes section first, and then copy paste it just so I could see what it was before I was in the middle of posting it. But I feel I need to have some on reserve that aren't necessarily my scheduled posts, because things happen and things change throughout the day, and something might come up. Yeah. But because I don't have the privacy of my own space right now in my current job, and they're shunning me if they see my phone, and I mean, I can only go to the bathroom so many times in a day before people start to wonder what I'm doing, that yeah. I need to kind of have a reserve in case I don't have time to post, because I don't want to fall behind, especially with all this stupid algorithm crap that they've been doing.
Yeah. So this is my Evernote. I don't know. I flip between Asana. I've now switched from Asana to Evernote. But some of these were challenge group, but here is tribe. So when I talk about my tribe, so this is the one I did last night about saving money, and it's pasted there. So it's about who loves saving money. This is about my story. When I started, I need to save money, and here I am. Another one I've done about is if I feel like fitting in. I don't know. That was the one I've done it's been a while since I did that one. This one's about being imperfect, how I fail often, learn every day. So these are things I posted that I've written that are me, and then I just keep them in here because if I don't have an idea for a post, these are great, and depending on if I want to talk about tribe or team or challenge group or food or that kind of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then challenge group, here's a swimsuit one where I have a picture of me with the bathing suit, or lugging around the baby weight, or the one having this quote about starting today. And then some of them I want to talk more about food, and I haven't done that yet because I got to learn a lot from the 2B Mindset as I went through their certification. So I want to kind of talk about that. Mm-hmm. So I made these posts, and then I haven't posted any of them. I need to. What else? Mom posts. I only have 2 mom posts in here. But so these, it doesn't even have to be you necessarily sit and how do I stop share? Do you have like, I forget, are you posting on your personal page or like page?
I haven't posted on my like page in forever just because.
Okay. Well, just go back to your personal page. Go back. How long has it been since you've posted anything?
Yeah, I mean, I post on my personal page. I've been posting on Instagram.
Well, go back. If you can, if you can be super fun and want to scroll and do a fun scroll back and look at your post and be like, this is a good post. This was something, this was true to my story. This is true to me. I should save this post and reuse it again in the future.
That's like the hearing aid one I recycle like once a year, and I always get like new. You
should recycle that like once a month, because honestly, no one's here. They're not, why not? Or once every 2 months. But I mean, you have like your Transformation 20 post from today. You should probably save that and put that again later in the week.
That's in my notes page because I wrote that out like.
Yeah. But so, I mean, there is some content creation, and I think we can do that. I'm doing a new training that I'm really liking so far. And there is like a content creation section of it. So hopefully I'll do that sooner rather than later. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be talking about, you have to speak to your avatar, which means you have to do the avatar work first. Jill.
Yeah. I know.
Here's the thing, you know what you got to do. You just got to get out of your own head.
But see, now you got me thinking, because I have, it all comes back to coffee, but I have a mug that says coffee keeps me going until it's time for wine, which then kind of gets me going into the, like, what we were talking about, like working professionals. You come home, you sit down, you have a glass of wine, you forget about yourself, and like that's like the vicious cycle of, it's like coffee to wine, and like no in between. So
yeah, then you should be doing a Wine Wednesday every Wednesday post. You should be doing, like, I always miss Kelsey Nissen.
Yeah,
just because she always, I don't know, I always really enjoyed her posts and her wine, and I always thought she had really, her voice was something you didn't see all the time. So but so that was another thing. I mean, that's someone that like, what does this person do in the evenings? Where does this person shop? Like, what do they do in the evenings? Do they go to a networking event? Do they hit the bar 5 o'clock happy hour? Do they sit at home and binge Netflix? What do they do? Where do they shop? Like, literally all of that, those are things, or what you want to write down for your avatar.
Yeah.
So, do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Yes, Mom.
And the other thing we can talk about briefly is, and I need to go better. Okay, so I'll probably be able to do this. Julie? How much time do we have? I'll do it in a live video probably. That would be easier. But one of the things I'm learning in this new training is that I'm trying to absorb the training and then not recycle it, but then share it with you. And he even talks about doing that. Like, don't just copy the video, but like teach what you're learning. And so in terms of follow-ups, it's not just like, hey, are you ready to buy now? Like, they should be service-based follow-ups. So instead of following up with like just like, hey, are you ready to buy? And you should be, hey, I thought of you when I know you said, you struggle with eating and you weren't sure about workout. I found this free workout on you online. I thought of you. Here, check it out. Let me know what you think. You're giving them something. You're constantly giving. And if we have a giving mindset, then it's the law of reciprocity where we're going to get in return. So I started trying to do this, and that's why I posted the recipe, and then I'm giving recipes, and then I sent it to a few people. But in the conversations, when you hear people talking about what their issue is, what they struggle with, put that in the back of your mind. Like, I don't have enough time. Well, if you're listening to a podcast that's talking about time management, hey, I thought of you. I know you said you struggle with time. You should give this a listen. I think it might help you. Right? So that, and it's not just constantly taking from people. Do you want to join now? Are you ready now? How about now? I got this new thing. Do you want to buy now? How about now? How about now? It's giving. We're giving them whatever we can, and it doesn't always have to be like gifts. Like, it can just be resources that we found that are free online that we've made us think of them. So I think that's something we should really start to think about implementing, and ways we can implement that because that's going to set us apart in our business versus, however many coaches out there that are just constantly nagging them.
Yeah.
So he had a couple other ways of following up with people, but that's where I was like, oh, there's like 4 or 5 ways. This is the main one that stuck out with me. But once I kind of sift through that data, I'll probably go live in our page and talk about that, just so that you guys can watch it and kind of look at it. I don't know. That's all I got, unless you want to talk about anything else, Jill.
I mean, I think I'm good. I think I have a lot to sit down and kind of play out, build off the goals that I started with, because I think then it'll just grow into more goals. But
yeah, okay.
Diving back in and finishing the year strong to get ready for good
2019. So if you haven't already, make a follow-up list of people who you're following up with after Christmas. I started it. It's in my other notebook. Who are like, yeah, it's not a good time. Maybe after the holidays. Boom. I December 26th. Boom, boom, boom down my list. Hey, Christmas is over. Ready to hit January 1 strong with me? Like, you bet your ass. Like, I'm following up with every single one of those people. So if you're inviting now and you're really pushing T20, Transform 20, whatever, and you're getting pushback and they're not quite ready, put them on your list. Make your list.
Yeah.
So we can have a list to follow up with after Christmas. So there you go. That's all I got.
All right.
Okay. Cool. We can go to bed. I can go to bed early.
Yay.
And it's still working. I'm sorry. I love you. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.